Sin City. It chews you up, spits you out, and takes you for seconds. You wonder what you see when you walk through the town.
What do you see?
Nothing.
Why you lousy motherfucker?
Oh my god!
You fuck your mother for a nickel.
Okay, that's good enough on that.
And that's the nothing we were talking about.
I kill ya.
Okay,
Right.
Get that shit off. All right.
Fuck you. It's my show now, fucker.
This got dark really fast.
And now you get an example of the writing. Emptier than a bullet casing fired from a pistol.
Are you gonna keep that on the entire thing? Or?
Nah, I'm good.
No, I was talking to Joseph.
Hi, Grant.
Hi!
Hi! So you're just gonna keep that on? All right,
As long as I feel like it.
you know, I'm just gonna turn the air conditioning off then, and I'm gonna wait.
He's gonna sweat you out.
Stubborn bastard. All right, Grant's looking like I'm gonna cave first. Anyway,
Yes, I will.
Okay, so obviously we just got a Sin City, a dame to kill for, and will you fucking stop that? You creep me out.
Oh, hey.
Kill for. You lousy motherfucker.
Fun fact, this is about the quality of the writing of Frank Miller in this movie half the time.
Okay, let's let's play a game.
Stories.
Spot the new Frank Miller story. That's
Exactly.
basically what this is. Because like it's, oh god,
Tell
Okay.
apart the new stories from
it's
his
very
original work.
it's very easy because the old stuff is 10 times better. Frank Miller can't write for shit nowadays. There you go. Is that so hard?
yes.
You feel better now? You feel better? All right.
It was the hardest struggle of my life.
Hey.
Okay, Batman. All right, so yeah, because like the story that the movie's actually named after is a lot more interesting than anything else in the movie.
It is a really good story. The A Dame to Kill story is really good. It's the first Dwight story before the story in the first movie.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of Cincinnati comic books. I haven't read all of them, but I have read one or two, and it's like yeah, you can clearly tell Frank Miller's old writing style compared to his new one, where you can tell he's just trying really hard to recapture the style, but he has no subtlety anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, it's arguable how much subtlety he had back then, but at least it was.
At least it had some style.
Yeah, at least it had that.
It was very stylish.
And it actually had, like, captured the noir's feeling really, really well. This one, not only do the stories feel relatively pointless, not to mention the gigantic continuity issue, which we'll get to.
Which I don't even. It's like one of those, we're not even sure if it's continuity issue. Did they just
It is. Right,
decide to say screw explaining how things may have come to be? It's just.
We'll get to that.
But yeah.
But, okay, where do I start with this? Okay, it is, what, 3 stories?
Technically 4 if you count the mini Marv intro in the beginning.
Yeah, that's basically a way of saying. Was that a new one or was that an old one?
Well, they said that. I think that's supposed to be an old one because they mentioned there were 4 stories.
I think that's an old one.
Yeah.
I think.
It's like it's not much of a story though. It's just kind of.
Marv got pissed one night and killed like 4 teenagers.
It is. It's kind of like a day in the life of Marv is what it looked
Pretty
like.
much. I mean, Mickey Rourke's back. He's still great. I love Mickey Rourke as Marv. Marv is fantastic.
And Christopher Lloyd has joined the cast.
Okay, I won't
For
give
all
him
of,
that
like,
much.
5 minutes.
I will give him this though. For as shitty as that storyline was, Christopher Lloyd was great.
Yes,
Christopher Lloyd. How do you go wrong?
I mean, it's nice actually him in like a. He's still kind of a parody of himself, but less so of a parody of himself. Josh Brolin replaces Clive Owens in this. Actually, if any, like, 2 new cast members in this one fit perfectly in the Cincinnati universe, and that's Josh Brolin as Brolin, whatever, as replacing
As
Clive
Dwight.
Owens as Dwight, and Eva Mendes as the femme fatale in the movie.
Eva.
Yeah, it's Eva.
Eva as Eva.
Eva.
And it was Eva Green.
Whatever. All right. Whatever. Fucking grammar Nazis. All right.
It's not grammar. It's a completely
It's
different
names.
They're
person.
names,
It's
not
credits.
words.
Wait, did I say
names.
Eva Mendes?
Yeah.
Yes.
You did.
Okay, in that case, yeah, okay, fair enough. Jesus, why is everyone jumping
Accuracy.
down my...
What's that in your reviews?
Whoa, why is everyone jumping down
And
my...
well, we're jumping on it before the comments section does. You got the wrong name.
Yeah, remember what happened? Remember what happened the last time you mispronounced someone's name? One of our own teammates kind of got in your case.
Okay, you know what,
You were live.
it could have been worse. I don't know. I'm not too scared of the comments because after the Noah review, no one said anything. So I just kind of, they either don't care or they really have selective hearing. So,
Hey, let's get on with the review.
so yeah, what was? Oh yeah, so the Marv's back and Eva Green is in this. Okay, sir. I get it. By the way, who was that in Saving Mr. Banks? I forget.
Emma Thompson?
There we go. All right, because I kept saying Emma Watson last time.
Oh.
Yes.
Different Emmas.
But yeah, so Eva Green is quickly become my favorite actresses because she can take. I mean, granted, it's actually a good role for her, but she can take like something really, really bad and make it amazing. like she made the 300 sequel, hands down. She was easily the best part of it. Because she knows how to do, like, she can do subtle, but she knows when to go over the top.
Yeah.
And she does it with such grace and seems almost effortless.
Yeah, like she really plays the melodrama in this, which is clearly the point of her character.
Yeah.
Because basically she's like this really manipulative, like, femme fatale.
Yeah, she's the seductress, basically. Who,
Yeah.
Smart casting and directing on, at least for her sequences.
Yeah, she did really well with this part of just like being very manipulative and going in between subtle and over the top. Some of the over the top parts were a little funny, but most of it was just really well done.
And then we have the new storyline that has Joseph Gordon-Levitt. And I like Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I do. I think he's a pretty good actor, but this is just not a good part for him. And here's why. Is because a lot of the old Sin City stories, you can tell a lot, just to compare these stories together, you can tell so easily, is the fact that the stakes felt a lot higher in pretty much all the good Sin City storylines. And they always had to carry kind of like a weight to it. And I always feel like there's a good sense of drama to it. What is Joseph Gordon-Levitt problem in this movie? He's really good at cards. That's his big character dilemma.
His story just felt like it didn't really need to be there. It felt kind of pointless.
And then like it just ends. And that's not,
like,
I can't say why against spoilers, but it makes the whole thing completely pointless.
Which that was disappointing, but I will say this. Aesthetically, he fit into the universe very well.
I don't know. I agree with that, to be honest, because like even then, like it comes back to Frank Miller's writing style, trying to recapture the old one, because like even his character traits felt pretty forced. Like his whole thing, like somehow he always wins. We don't know why, he just does, and the whole shit with the cocky coin tricks and just
See,
I felt kind of forced to me.
I could tell that Joseph Gordon-Levitt was legitimately trying.
No, like
but I feel like his story just didn't really have a place there because it felt like they just threw it in there.
No, like here's the thing though, it's like I don't really blame any of the actors for what's bad with this movie because they're all trying. Even Jessica Alba is trying, God help her. But it's just the writing for the new stories is so bad that it can't be saved.
Not so bad in terms of it's the worst thing that we've
No,
seen.
God no.
No.
God no. As above, so below is way worse than this.
Yeah, I actually.
Sorry, Grant, you had to deal with that.
Hey, that was his fucking idea, not mine.
I watched your
Thank God it was free.
review of that last night, and I gotta give you a hard time at some point for standing up for Smurfs too.
You weren't there. You weren't there. That's why. Is there some hostility we need to talk about here, Sarah? I'm getting a really bad vibe from you tonight.
There is plenty of hostility.
You sit back. Jesus, you are way too comfortable right now. This is only your second review, goddammit. Okay, you know what? Get out and do laps.
Fuck you, you're not my mother. You're not my coach, not my father. You are nothing.
You're on my team, it's my car, damn it. I'll turn this whole review around.
Like so.
No, he hasn't learned. We gotta do it more. It's like just wait in the corner. So Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character in this movie is really good at cards, and no, I'm committing to this. Yeah.
Ironically, we're kind of simulating how Frank Miller's writing just kind of completely did a 180.
Yeah.
It's a metaphor.
It's a metaphor for the writing in the movie. It just turned around.
Now look at that white car and think of what you've done.
Let's hope the people in the car don't think we're recording them.
Yeah.
There's nobody in the car.
No, there is.
Oh, there is. Oh.
Hi.
Well, I'll see you in the court.
In my defense, I aimed straight ahead, not in that corner. That was your fault.
Like I said, I'll
Yeah.
see you. I'll see him in court. I'm sure. Your Honor, it was for a joke. It was for a joke.
Likeness rights.
Yeah.
Symmetry!
Okay. Anyway.
So then, we want to talk more about the Joseph Gordon-Levitt story before he gets to the Dwight story.
Yeah, it's
There's not really much to
it's just basically like
his story.
he's really good at cards. He goes to face the Senator O'Rourke, who, to give him credit, is actually a pretty good villain.
He is
Yeah.
a great villain. He's
Yes.
like,
Because he
He's
just
a creepy
oozes
villain.
just sleaziness
Yeah.
and just evil.
like
He's
someone who
great.
just loves his power. And it's like, oh my god.
But
you
even
are-
then, the story is just really, really dumb. And it just was like,
Yeah.
he goes in there cocky, surefire, like, I can win every game, blah, blah, blah. He brings some random woman in there for no apparent reason.
Lady Luck to throw them off their game.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
and then he just keeps dragging her along again, really, when he didn't need to. But anyway, so then he beats the senator gets all mad, because you embarrassed me, blah, 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 blah. And then, spoiler alert, turns out he's actually his son.
Illegitimate.
Illegitimate son. And I guess that's supposed to flesh out character motivation. It doesn't do jack shit.
Yeah, because the guy says...
it's a plot twist, but it doesn't
It
do
doesn't
much
play
for-
into anything. It's just
Yeah.
there and it's gone.
Yeah.
Like in a heartbeat, and that's just it. It's never even brought up again.
So you actually kind of forget about it when when they bring us back to the Joseph Gordon-Levitt story. Like,
But then
oh yeah, he's this illegitimate bastard kid. I forgot because it just seems so insignificant.
But then they cut away, like after they get this revelation, he gets his hand broken, blah blah, gets a crap beat out of him, tosses on the curb, and Senator drives away, and he vows revenge, like Batman. Hey, I made it funny. And, but then we flash forward to the much more interesting story, the Dwight storyline with.
Oh no, it doesn't flash forward, it goes back.
Well, you know,
Back to-
whatever the fucking timeline this
Yeah.
movie is.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you know,
It's simultaneously telling several stories.
the first since the
It's
timeline kind of jumped all over the place too.
Yeah, so,
Yeah, but at least
I wasn't surprised.
Yeah,
by
but at
that.
least with that one, it basically kind of set aside it gave you hints as to when everything was happening. Like,
This one, there's there's a big problem that we're going to talk about later. Because me and Grant were kind of like a mini debate about this while we're in the movie.
You guys were whispering to each other a lot.
Well, that's what we do every
they're
movie.
whispering sweet nothings into each other's ears.
Ooh.
I look forward to your fanfics.
sorry. Sorry, listen, no, I was trying to remember the joke you told me that I told him. I was
Oh yeah, it was there was a part early on that's immediately when the Dwight storyline starts. He's like a photographer, like a private like PI kind of thing, and he's watching like someone having an
Yeah.
affair.
Yes!
Like, okay, let me finish. So there's a part where he's having an affair with some prostitute. I'm assuming some kind of prostitute.
Oh, Ray Liotta, you had no point being in there.
And there's a
Like, nice
part.
to see you again, but
And there's a part where he's like, I can't do this anymore. My wife started asking a lot of questions, and then she just keeps talking dirty until he finally just gives in, and then she pulls out the handcuffs and locks her to the bedpost. And I couldn't help myself, leave one of Grant and goes, now it really is 50 Shades of Grey. You were laughing when I told the joke the first time. And Sarah's like, that stuff existed way before 50 Shades of Grey. It's like, you get it? Because they're all in shades of gray now, and it's yeah. I'm gonna go back to my corner.
somebody actually did it. Hey!
Remember, there's people in that car, they might sue.
People on your channel stop watching the video
shit.
because you turned it around.
Spin it around,
Are you trying to induce seizures?
Did you watch the As Above So Below review?
Yes, and I had to shade my eyes during the shaky cam part of it.
Yeah, just as soon as you get to the spinning part, dislike.
So it'll be like the Anchorman review.
Oh.
I'll see you all in court.
All right, let's continue. But
All right, so yeah, so that happened, and it turns out.
What? It's so the camera can see.
yeah, let's just actually talk about Dwight's story.
Okay, because
Yeah.
that was actually like
That was-
legitimately really good storyline, and
It was,
like
it was the best part of the movie.
I feel like it
Dwight's
should have been
story.
just that, and just make it like a half-hour short film. I would have been
Yeah.
totally fine with that.
Me too.
Because that would have been great if that was all it was. Because you have Josh Brolin,
Brolin.
Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke. I know Mickey Rourke.
That's
Eva,
good.
yeah, Eva Green. Was it Dennis Hayworth, aka the Allstate guy? I can't remember what his name is exactly. No, seriously.
The Allstate guy is perfectly acceptable.
Yeah.
So he was the guy who replaced Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah.
Since, rest in peace, Michael Clark Duncan.
Yep.
So.
And I
State medical bills. Allstate can take care of that. You can cover 90% of your injury costs. That's Allstate stands.
Are you in good hands?
Yeah.
Explains how to get the gold 9.
and
This is what Allstate can do for you.
He opens up his eye. It
Brittany
has the
Murphy.
Allstate label on it.
and Brittany Murphy, rest in peace.
Yeah.
But I was very glad to see Rosario Dawson back as Gail.
Oh yeah, she's
Yeah.
good. I liked her in
Yes.
the first one. She's great in this one too.
He was
Yes, she
awesome
is.
in that.
Like the all returning,
That's
like
good.
I said, the cast is actually pretty good. It's just half the material is subpar at best. You know, when it's not just downright horrible. But no, it's like he
But
got.
it's stylishly horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was the Spirit. We don't talk about that one anymore.
Well, even that, no, I'd say this one probably was better stylishly horrible.
Yes.
Because, I mean, let's face it, Robert Rodriguez is a better director than Frank Miller.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, he's a better. Well, you know, unless he's directing kids movies.
Huh?
Yeah, same for the first Spy Kids.
The first Spy Kids was good.
And
I liked it.
Oh, let's talk. Oh, all right. Let's talk about Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Don't
Never
stop
watched
right there. Doesn't exist.
Okay. Back.
Anyways.
Back to
Yeah, review. You gotta
back
keep
to Sin
focused.
City.
Okay, so it turns out that he's in the city. He's doing like PI stuff, and he gets a call from Eva Mendes. Evergreen.
Yes, Evergreen.
Evergreen. Thank you. Evergreen, who's conveniently named Eva
Yeah.
in this movie. I guess they used to date, and then she dumped him for a rich dude, and then now she called him and basically says, I need you to forgive me, and if you can't forgive me, remember me, and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Basically says, yeah, my husband's doing bad things to me.
Yeah.
And I kind of liked, like, she was purposely playing, like, the cheesy noir woman,
Yeah.
and I
Yes.
actually really liked that.
I did too.
I thought that was a very nice little nod to that kind of style of film. But it
Yeah,
turns
there's-
out even that's an act. Sorry,
Yeah.
spoiler.
Well, the trailer's already spoiled.
The trailer's
this.
kind of spoiled
That's
already.
true. And yeah, and then I will also give Eva Green this. She's not ashamed to
No,
film
she's
anything.
definitely not.
She's very
It doesn't-
comfortable in her
Doesn't
own
hold
skin.
back.
And none
anything.
of the guys here are complaining.
No.
Sorry, Sarah. This is gonna sound like piggish. but-
I
Misogyny, the review.
I can appreciate nice aesthetics.
Aesthetics.
Hey, Hey, I will say this. I will perfectly acknowledge when a guy looks good in a movie too. So it's one of those things. Ryan Gosling in particular. I'm not gay, but I can admire a good-looking man. Like, jealousy. But back
I'll
to
go cry in the corner.
Anyway, so yeah, turns out she's manipulating
Everybody.
every male,
Everybody.
every male in that she
Yeah.
comes in contact with,
Including including a detective whose story really had nothing
Yes,
important to
Christopher
the.
Lee.
yeah, but yeah, I can tell what kind of they're going with it. I guess I
Yeah.
kind of like that it didn't go the obvious route.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
So was that thing with the detectives? I'm assuming that was in the original comic as well.
I believe
probably.
so. Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like I was watching. It was just like they're there, but they accomplish nothing to the narrative.
True, but I also get the point they were
Yeah.
trying to make.
Yeah,
Like-
that she destroys men is what
Yeah.
what the whole point was.
So it's like I get where they were going with that. At
Yeah.
least like
there was a it didn't fit
served
the
some
narrative,
purpose.
but it didn't fit the narrative. It fit the exposition, basically.
Yeah.
basically just showing like kind of basically a superpower she has. She's
Yeah.
basically the Enchantress.
Evil and
She already is evil.
Yeah, you got that.
Enchantress is the name of a Thor villain in Marvel comic books.
Okay.
I didn't know that either. Don't feel bad.
All right.
Well, there you go. Now you both learned something. The more you
Yeah. We failed.
know. There we go.
Nerds.
He's the
He's the comic nerd.
Yeah.
Whatever.
double entendres.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, then Dwight.
Dwight.
You are really bad
Yeah.
with names.
I know! I've been saying that since day one!
But didn't you actually read the Sin City comics? Shouldn't you know
I
better?
read the first Marv storyline. I haven't got any other ones yet.
Okay, never mind.
Dwight
Okay.
storyline. See,
Fair enough.
I actually took the time to look up the Dwight storyline just so I could understand why it wasn't being played by Clive Owen this time, because Clive Owen is awesome.
Because
Josh Brolin is awesome too, but then I was like, okay, so they did this on purpose because
'cause he gets
he gets to face sort of.
Even though he's just like
I
Josh
mean-
Brolin in a wig.
I made a joke. I was like, look, he's beginning his transformation to Clive Owen, even though it looks nothing like
him.
It's just like, I must commend you on what you've done to change yourself. I barely recognized you.
You grew out your bangs.
Yeah, I was like, really?
Like, okay, he changed his clothes to look like Clive Owen in the first movie and changed his hair to look like Clive Owen, but it's very clearly Josh Brolin.
It's like, Thanos, what are you doing here?
It's like he looks slightly different, but it's just like, no, that was clearly Josh Brolin. Like, I think they changed his chin.
A little bit.
I was actually half expecting him to like
Would've been great if Clive Owen just showed
up. Like, okay, his surgery's gone. Like, now here's Clive Owen. That's what I was kind of half expecting, and they're like, oh, nope. Yeah,
That actually would have been awesome, actually,
would've
if they
been
actually
awesome.
did that.
it kind of would have tied it together better, I think.
Again, we'll come back to tying everything together later.
Yeah.
Not too much later, I hope.
No.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Got us on the
let's
clock here
continue.
today, Sarah. All right. Where's it going? Oh yeah. So then they basically he teams up with Marv to try to get revenge on Eva Green's character. What's her character name? Oh, Eva.
Yeah, just Eva.
Or,
I'm tired. All right, I'm tired. I got a lot.
Or-
I got a lot of shit going on.
or if you prefer, you can call her Mrs.
Yeah.
Lord.
You want me- how about
Lord.
I just give the speed notes since we're on a semi-time crunch? So yeah, Dwight teams with the Marv to go save Ava
Are you sure
from
you can do this,
husband.
Grant?
Yes.
Yeah.
Husband is actually not doing anything. Ava manipulates. Dwight doesn't believe. Punches husband. Ava shoots Dwight. Falls out window. Gets reconstructive surgery. Teams up with low-town prostitutes to
Including
basically go
Gail?
get revenge.
Yeah, Gail.
Yeah, Gail. And they get revenge and kill everybody save for GoldenEye Man and
Missing Eye Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And eventually Ava's just starts to actually kind of admire Dwight, and Dwight
Kills
bang.
her.
Yeah.
Yep, and there you go.
He's like,
The end of that story.
So even if this is true, I know what you are. Boom.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Like we said, that was a very good story.
Yeah.
And
Like,
then we
the
jump
best- yeah,
right
the best
back to
part.
the shitty storyline. We
Yeah,
can jump right back to the
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
craptacular Joseph Gordon-Levitt storyline, where of course it goes like that. He gets his money back after the Rourke basically kills his like kind of sort of prostitute companion.
Yeah.
Takes all his
I
money.
knew you for a couple hours. I will avenge you.
Pretty much. It's exactly what fucking happens.
It's like, I understand, like, the whole shit. I didn't, like, it was partially out of guilt, like, which I understand, but just like, you weren't supposed to, you know, the whole, you weren't supposed to get all this thing, but it's like, yeah, it really wasn't all too major.
And then it goes back, he finally gets like $1, which is somehow enough to like get back in the poker game with Rourke for round 2.
Well, because he basically goes to the
that
slot
dollar-
machine
Yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
He's that lucky that he always wins the slot machine.
As
That's
of
how he gets all
course,
that
of
money.
course he does. And then he goes back in the game with Rourke, he wins again, and his big thing is like, I beat you twice. That means I'm better than you. It's like, no, it means you beat
You
one
beat him in cards.
poker twice. That's
Yeah.
all it fucking means. And then he goes, here's what happens. Bang!
Yeah.
He's dead. End of story.
Yeah.
That's it.
I was like, okay, so why was the story there if you're just gonna kill him at the end? Just
It's
like,
supposed to be like
Yeah,
ironic
and he doesn't
or
really
something.
doing
Yeah.
anything.
It is a very disappointing ending to
Yeah.
what
Yeah, it's like,
sums up to be a pointless story.
it's like everyone will know that I beat you again, and they will whisper how, you know, because it's about the whole idea of just like that he's not the great man that wins everything, but just like at the same time, it's just like
That's
there's
still
only
really
a few,
stupid.
There's only a few people in the room, and just as easily they imagine they're gonna die.
I mean, how often do you imagine that conversation going? Two guys standing a cigarette outside going, hey, you hear about that guy being in poker twice?
Who?
Who? Oh, him? Oh, okay. And then they just go back. And that's all.
Who? Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
The senator's coming. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You want to fight Marv? Sure.
Okay, and then we go on
To Nancy's storyline.
yeah, which
And-
they did kind of start with a little bit earlier, showing how she's become a bit of a drunken wreck who sees.
Yeah.
Hard
Going
again.
the
They-
Stephen
the
King
director-
style of obvious storytelling.
Yeah.
How do you know they're an alcoholic now? Because they always have some kind of bottle with them at all times. that shit bugs the crap. Me, I'm talking no subtlety
Well,
anyway
that's an
whatsoever.
aspect that's as old as time, really.
I know, and it was annoying then, it's annoying now. So it's just lazy storytelling. It's
Yeah.
really, really fucking lazy. And here's the big problem I noticed, and I told Grant, and then Grant's pretty much obsessed about it for the entire rest of the movie, was the fact that, okay, in the first Sin City movie, during Marv's storyline, we clearly see him walk back to the bar, and he sees her dancing with Nancy. He's got all kind of bandages and stuff because his apartment's already been fucked up. But here, Marv has no scars.
No, he did have scars, but Nancy was fine.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Well, that's our point. Like in this movie,
Yeah.
Marv not only has no scars, but now she has scars that he didn't see back in the original storyline, the first Sin City movie. So when the fuck does this happen?
And so this is where we're at kind of a debate. So it's like, okay, so was Frank... Both are quite plausible. I'd say one more than the other, I'll admit. Like, yours probably more plausible, but just saying. His idea, Frank Miller just gave no shits.
It's like, I want to write this Marv in the storyline.
Yeah.
So let's write Marv in the storyline.
Yeah.
Even though it makes no fucking sense.
My idea is somehow Marv survived getting... Which would also explain why Rourke is still alive. Because remember, Rourke was the one who basically...
That's true, yeah. But even that doesn't make any sense. Because
There were some
explain.
continuity issues.
Here's the
with
thing.
This, but
This is what I'm saying. That, or he somehow survived getting the electric chair, which they acknowledged by not acknowledging in the beginning, the same way they did Looper, by just saying, I don't know, we could explain, but we're not. And their convenient excuse was, I don't remember what's been going on, I just been doing stuff, and yeah.
But he also remembers what he was doing in that intro shot. So that doesn't work either. And even then, even if he did survive the electric tear, where they just go, oh, he's still alive? Well, I guess we had enough, let him go. I mean, how does that work?
I kind of interpreted it as that was all happening before Marv's story.
No,
which
but
got
remember,
him
Rourke was alive in the first, by the end of Marv's story, though.
So really, the storyline makes no sense in any way
Yeah.
you look at it.
So, shitty writing
Yeah,
is
basically.
what it sums up to, is what
It's
we're
Frank Miller
we're
not
saying.
giving a shit.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter which one of us is right, because in the end, it's just like,
Oh, and you know what? And you know how else he tells us lazy writing? Fucking ghosts.
Oh, Bruce Willis.
The
Bruce Willis just
the
randomly
Bruce Willis
pops
ghost.
up like, oh, my love. My
Which
did
actually
say,
to me made sense up until he appeared to Rourke. It's like, okay,
Yes.
now that's just for
Now we're
convenience.
just saying, yep, fucking ghosts.
Yeah, fucking ghosts.
And then there was the whole part where, like, did Rourke actually go to Jessica Alba's bedroom, or was that a dream
that
sequence?
was a dream.
A
That
dream.
was a
Then,
dream
then why did he
sequence.
directly reference the dream sequence when he was talking to her later?
Inconsistency!
Yeah, because saying like in the dream sequence, he says, "My son could have been president," or did he say that in an earlier scene? And then when he's talking to her,
I said that in a different
said it
scene.
different.
okay. I had a feeling I had that wrong, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
So I was like, wait a minute, that. But he did say, "I'm gonna make you scream like my son was gonna make you scream," and then he directly references that line later when he's facing
Maybe
when
we're
they're
meant
face
to
to face.
assume that he said that to her at some other point aside the dream. That's all.
I'm sure.
No,
Then
he's okay.
again, she was also drunk and like doing stuff, so maybe he did just pop in to threaten her, and like it was a mix of seeing things weird. I don't know.
So
It's possible, but
really, absolutely nothing in the storyline makes any conceivable sense.
No shit's given.
No shit's given. So, I'm right this time. Frank Miller just does not give a crap anymore.
in all fairness, we could both be right on the. As I said, regardless of which one of us is right, it's clear he just didn't care.
Yeah.
True. But I have pride issues, so I have to be right.
You know pride comes before
Oh,
the
just
fall.
like when you admitted 22 Jump Street was actually good.
Damn you.
Nah.
And that was hard for me to admit. You remember I made a whole speech before.
All right, but yeah, is there really anything else to say about this movie then?
Not really. I mean,
Yeah.
we've talked about the main issues, the main gigantic continuity issues and all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just-
I will say it was. It did have the same style from the first one, the style that you expect.
Yes.
So I did like it. I just
was-
thought that the Joseph Gordon-Levitt story felt out of place, and it felt pointless.
Yeah,
and the last story with
Jessica Alba.
with Jessica Alba avenging John Hardigan.
It's just
It could have been handled better,
Yeah, it
so
was
it
just-
made more sense.
Like it was just literally drunk, revenge.
pretty much, yeah. And like I said, I'll give Jessica Alba. She's trying credit. She's trying her best.
All of
But it just the script wasn't there.
Yeah, all of the actors involved are talented and are putting in effort. It's an interesting style in terms of the cinematography. They keep that part the same from the previous movie.
Which is great.
It has some nice cinematography with shading and dissolves, but it's not nearly as good as the first one.
And I will say this: is it just me, or for better, well, not necessarily for better or worse, but the CG looked to be exactly the same quality as it did 9 years ago?
It
Actually,
kind of did, but
I kind
it's
of
been
argue.
that long.
I kind of argue it was worse than this one. To be
Okay,
honest.
so it's not just me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looked worse to me because they're trying harder to make some of the flashy scenes, like the part where Thorsten Gordon-Levitt shrinks to a tiny person, and Rourke slashes him up with a bunch of cards, and
that
it just
was just
something
weird.
out of a Looney Tune cartoon,
That was just weird.
and just stupid shit like that. They're trying harder to make it fancier, but really, like the first one was fine. It
Yes.
knew how to do
Yeah.
it well. This one, it feels like it was trying too hard. But I do want to say.
Okay, so we're talking about.
Seems like-
I was talking about quality. You're talking about implementation.
Both. I'm actually talking about both.
Okay.
Because they're trying harder. There's more
Yeah.
CGI involved. Because
Yeah.
there's more CGI involved, it's more obviously fake in a lot of instances.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's all obviously fake, but it feels
Yeah.
less fitting to the world they're making.
Right.
I do want to make one last little comment though. In the beginning of the movie, was it me or did Rourke just have his own personal stagehand just handing him shit?
I don't remember it.
Neither do I.
There's the part when he's like chasing like these
Oh,
college students
Mickey
that-
Rourke. Okay.
Yeah, Mickey Rourke.
I thought you were talking about Senator Rourke.
No, I'm talking about Marv. And,
easy
like,
to get them confused.
Sorry.
Same
No.
names.
Marv has like his own personal stagehands because he's hunting all the college students down, and the apartment on the roof.
Yeah, that was-
apparently
yeah,
still in
that was the process.
Yeah, he's going back to his.
Oh, that was the old town.
Going
I
back
thought
to
it was called a different neighborhood.
the projects.
Oh.
And they said that he went back to his old neighborhood where he grew up. So there's a bunch of people there who know him. So they're like, okay, so I know all these signals. So this signal means kill that guy and throw me this knife.
Because apparently all know that on cue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because really, fucking, I'm not gonna spend too much time
Yeah.
on it. So yeah. So trailers.
Yes, trailers.
All right. Okay, so these are actually all new trailers. I haven't gotten any of these before, so it's actually kind of refreshing. The first one we got was for Nightcrawler, which disappointingly is not about the blue skin X-Men.
Instead, it was kind of hard to make sense of what the hell the story was, but I assume it
about,
looked like
Jake Gyllenhaal becoming a news reporter, basically,
more like setting up these events so he can become a news reporter.
or that. Not actually.
Like it starts,
How
with
very
it,
William Randolph Hearst of him.
like it starts off with him actually doing it, but just the way that it seems like he's with the other guy, like setting things up, it's just like,
Can we just get a Nightcrawler spinoff?
if
I want to see Alan Cummings come back.
he said he couldn't deal with the makeup.
Still,
really?
I mean,
Yeah.
whatever you got to do, man. I'm just
Next.
Tusk.
This look was weird and
This
gross.
is basically Kevin Smith's take on the human centipede.
Yeah, it's
My ex actually made me watch that.
Oh,
Not take back, not my ex, a woman I dated very briefly. Made me watch it.
this trailer looks super creepy and just weird.
It looks
Yeah.
creepy, but at the same time, I couldn't help but
kinda
laugh
silly.
at the very end of the trailer when it was like the
Yeah.
scream off.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think that was kind of meant to be like dark humor.
Yeah, I got
Or
those-
our favorite line, I don't want to die in Canada.
I just kept getting Buffalo Bill flashbacks, all I could think of.
So basic plot is, it's
Man goes to Canada.
Justin Long, my other semi-clone, possibly, I don't know.
Clone.
Maybe more like the body, not so much the face.
No, I'd say face, kind of the
Yeah.
clone.
Kind of. As I mostly joke, I look like some weird hate child of Christian Bale and Justin Long.
Well, apparently I kind of look like Seth MacFarlane, according to one comment I got. So
Nice.
But anyway, so he's up in Canada doing reports on like these interesting stories. So he meets a guy who apparently got saved by a walrus. Said man drugs him and basically over time tries to
Turn him
into a walrus.
because why the fuck not?
Because why not?
Yeah, next movie.
Yeah, just moving right along.
Oh, also one last thing. Haley Joel Osment's back.
Why?
He was in the movie. He was the
No,
guy.
I mean, like, why do we need him back?
It's just weird. No, it's just weird. It's like he's been gone from the face of the earth, save for like Kingdom Hearts, and all of a sudden,
like, oh, he exists.
There he
Yeah.
is.
Back.
All right, so next one we got is.
I kind of felt the same way about Ray Latoya. Like, oh hey, you still around? Whatever. Ray Latoya.
All right, for this
forget how to pronounce his last
for
name.
this next one, it's Neeson season.
Taken 5.
With a walk among the tombstone. It's Neeson season.
Let us introduce us to Taken 5.
I might
Need some
actually
work.
see that. It looks interesting.
It's like
Of the previews we got, this movie looks the most appealing because I like seeing Liam Neeson as a badass.
Liam Neeson
I like
is
Liam
badass.
Neeson.
He's just
So-
awesome.
Let's see if I can do this.
My friends and I are actually convinced that Liam Neeson wasn't born traditionally. He spawned himself. That's how badass he is. He just spawned himself.
wait, so Liam Neeson's the new Chuck Norris?
Yeah. He'd make a better Chuck Norris.
Yes.
He kind of would. Chuck Norris checks his closet for Liam Neeson.
I thought that he checked his closet for Bruce Lee at night.
Bruce Lee checks his closet for Liam Neeson.
It's this weird thing where all three of them are just like keeping an eye on each other.
I'm watching you.
It's just like,
Night Neeson, night Chuck, night Lee.
but it's like, so
Good night, Connery. Yeah.
So basically, so instead of me trying to save my own daughter, it's me trying to find someone else's. Don't ask why.
Because I'm Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
I need somebody to save.
Still sounds better than yours.
It does.
Well, I'm not trying to do Neeson's. I do Connery, yes, my friend. I do Connery, kind of, sort of, but I can't really.
But yeah, but in all seriousness, though, it's basically it's Liam Neeson. He's a private detective trying to find out someone else's thing, and this wasn't in the trailer we saw, but he basically does a speech not unlike the "I don't know who you are" thing. It's just
Yes.
like, oh, son of a.
You're complaining? What's wrong with you?
I thought the first Taken was so it's just like.
I like Taken.
Okay, so the last one.
It's savage.
I don't even remember this one. No good
No
deed.
Good
Oh,
Deed.
that's
that was that was the
The one with Idris Elba.
yeah. The actor I
like,
actually really like.
the guy breaks into the woman's house.
Yeah.
And
No
he's
Good
a
Deed.
Oh,
escaped
yeah.
convict.
It's like I like Elba. I think he's a good actor. But
Again, looks very creepy.
but it is made by the guy who made Obsessed. So there's-
Producers, but still.
Produced.
It's just like, I think they even had like the lead from that who's like playing a supporting character in this one too. It's just like,
maybe. I mean, it's,
I just look at it, it's just like, yep, I'm not gonna watch this. Idris Elba's the only reason I consider it, but it's just, it's generic, it looks like generic thriller.
The trailers we got are basically crap, creepy,
not all crap.
I don't know.
creepy, stupid, interesting, creepy.
There you go.
Essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like, I wouldn't say any of them are terrible, well, okay, except for the last one, but
Yes.
the other ones, like, I'm mildly interested in all of them, I'd say.
I'd say I'm interested in the Liam Neeson one.
Me too.
Because it's Neeson season.
Yes.
Okay, so I think that's all we got. So unless I guess we'll go over a recap. Final thoughts?
The Dame to Kill For storyline was actually good. The Marv one at the beginning, although pointless, was thankfully short and actually kind of fun.
It was a good introduction.
Yeah. The new ones, you know, just lacked subtlety. It lacked kind of the interesting noir prose.
Again, I liked how they wrapped up that whole story with Hardigan getting avenged. I just thought they could have done that better.
Yeah, like, it just ended.
And, and
Like, literally, just like, bam! Credits.
A lot could have been done better, but they, it still looks like Sin City, and it could be a fun watch if you go and see it with friends.
yeah,
And if you only watch the Dame to Kill For story.
which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Basically what they said. There's not much to add to it, except I will add one thing because a friend of mine actually made the suggestion. I think it's a fantastic one. Eva Green should play Cersei in a Wonder Woman movie.
Okay.
I see that.
That would be amazing. So that's really all I have to say for we got. I really couldn't give a shit about November Man, so I'm probably not going to go see it. However, Ghostbusters is back in theaters for a week, so I probably will make an effort to go do that. Woo! So yeah,
Don't cross the streams.
Yes, or egos in this case.
What? I don't know why you're looking at me.
You're the only other actual has his own channel reviewer in this car, so. I said has his own channel. Like, so look, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna stop there before I take myself a bigger hole. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.